Welcome in, welcome in. Oh, it seems like we're going to go with the backwards hat with this new setup. Checking everything out. How's everybody doing today? Welcome in. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I needed a second to get everything going, to get everything moving. Yeah, I'm working on a whole bunch of stuff right today, and so I wasn't exactly sure how long it was going to take me to get everything set up. So sorry about the little commercial starting the thing, but I needed everything to get set up, everything moving. So welcome in, welcome in. Hope you guys are having a good day. Hopefully that little commercial break doesn't make me have to do restarts on anything. But so far, everything's looking okay. Everything's looking okay. Oh, we are only live. Well, sorry, we're live on YouTube and we're live on Twitch for the first time, for the first real time ever. This is the first like full live we're gonna do that has both of those two. So that's kind of exciting. Hey Shay, hey Net. How's everybody doing today? Oh, what is this? Okay. We might have to move some stuff around. I have so many screens. I have so many screens. Is everything looking okay with everybody? Did I get the queue done? I gave it everything in my power. I tried really, really hard to get a queue done today. It did not work out. It actually ended with me on the phone with Zoom saying some choice words about their customer service. Having some choice words about their customer service skills and how they do things. I was not really happy. I was not very happy with the way that they handled the situation. But hey, it's okay. Cherry Cola, what's going on? First viewer over in Twitchland. I apologize in advance if I fail miserably at Twitch. I am still learning the platform, but that's okay. We'll get there. Oh, hey, Vicky. Hi, Vicky. See, you guys have different names depending on which platform you're at. Completely throws me off. Completely throws me off. But thanks for being here. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. All right, y'all, we're about to get this thing started and we're going to open up some phone lines. We're going to get to some conversations, some debates, some banter between myself and who knows how many people we're going to get in the next couple hours. I do plan on being here for the next about 2 hours. Then I got dad stuff to do. Depending on how I'm feeling today, I will decide whether I'm on later on this evening or not. I would guess not, because I haven't been feeling too well the last week. But we'll see. We'll see how the conversations go. We'll see how much fun we're having today, and we'll go from there. All right. Okie dokie. Oh, the phone lines haven't really been coming in yet. That's okay. I didn't expect as much. Usually I kind of start off with a few TikTok people. But TikTok is not with me right now. That's fine. The Rod Loops. Hello. How's it going over on Twitch? All right. We're about to open up these phone lines. If you support Trump, if you voted for Trump and you still support him. Yes, Underground. If you support Trump and you'd like to tell me why, you need to call the phone number that's listed above my head. Looks a little bigger than it usually is too. I think I need to fix that. Oh, all right. Hello, how are you? Goodbye. Have a good day. The heck was that? Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? That was wild. Oh. Yes, this is the reason I was doing a lot of testing earlier. I had to get things going. Hello, how are you?
Oh.
All right, obviously not doing too well. That's okay. It's all good, guys. It'll just take a little longer to get started. This is not the first time I had to start without anything on the TikTok side. And it always works like this a little bit, and it's a little bit more difficult to get started. But I'm sure very soon we'll have we'll have some Trump supporters. If it starts to pop up over here, I know how to mod. I'm a mod on other Twitch streams. Vicky, I don't even know how to mod you. I don't even know how to mod you, so that would be a whole other thing I have to figure out. Hello, how are you?
No, I'm on live.
What? How are you?
I'm on live.
Sir, do you not understand how are you? I guess not. I think your video is a bit out of sync with your audio. Oh, well, I hope not. That will have to be something I fix later, though. We can't worry about that right now. But I definitely will look into that. Let me know if that continues. All right, again, y'all, as you guys are coming in, if you guys follow support Trump and you guys would like to have a conversation with me, then come on in. Hello, how are you? Block report, mod actions. Yeah, I totally good, Vicky. If I can figure out how to make you a mod, I will totally do it right now. Hello.
Hi, I'm speaking with Zeniop.
And let's see. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing over here. This is why we need to start this thing so I could figure it out. I know I got how to block you and report you. Figured that part out. I have to figure out how to do all that stuff later. Anyways, y'all, hope everybody's having a good day. It sounds like my YouTube is still doing good. I hope you guys are liking the new setup over on YouTube also with the horizontal and the vertical streams. This is my first time doing that, so we'll see how that works. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Hello, how are you? All right. What is going on over here? Yeah, we'll get to some callers in a second. Yeah, it's fine. The kids will be gone in a second. I'm assuming their parents will call them in for dinner or whatever. Like I said, it usually takes a little bit longer when I don't have the TikTok to kind of start off. So, hello, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I'm actually watching you here now live. I like your show, man.
Thank you. Is this your first time watching?
Yeah, it is. I was just kind of scrolling through there, and I came across, and I thought, now, there's an ideal like I was going to do on my channel, but I kind of got away from it. It says, why do you support Trump? Well, if you look at my channel, you'll see where I was a avid supporter, or used to be, and I got to tell you, this whole thing with Epstein, though, it's not just the list; it's how he spoke about the people that supported him. He was just like, well, if you're going to talk about the list, then I don't want anything to do with you. And he called us his old supporters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this is not very uncommon from what Donald Trump said, a couple decades ago, where Trump said that, if he ever ran for president, he would, run as a Republican because he thinks they're stupid.
I missed that. Is that still? Can you still find that?
Yeah, you can find it quoted in quite a few places.
I absolutely have lost so much faith. Not so much in Trump, but in America in general. I mean, I used to be, fly the flag and the red, white, and blue, and the whole 9 yards. I mean, if you look at my channel, you'll see I haven't posted now for a while because I actually discovered one of the most important things that nobody is even talking about. And I just kind of left my channel. It's been in limbo now probably for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. And I don't even post no more stuff or anything because we the people are dumber than bricks. I'm telling you, we really are. We keep putting up with absolute pure shit that we don't have to put up with. I mean, from the simplest things like our Constitution tells us that we don't have to pay property tax. It says that we're only supposed to be taxed on our income, like from a job or something like that.
I don't think it says. Where does it say that in the Constitution, sir?
I would have to pull it up, but it does say that. And matter of fact, if you look now, you'll see where Ohio is voting to abolish property tax this November.
Yeah, well, first of all, I don't think that's going to happen, and second of all, I'm pretty sure the Constitution does not say that you can't charge someone income tax or property tax. It doesn't say that anywhere in there that I'm aware of. It might not say that it's mandatory, but property taxes, that schools are mostly funded by property taxes, right?
Well, absolutely. But you know what? Here's the thing. Ask yourself this. Why in the hell are we even paying property tax or paying for schools or anything like that? When you go to school, you take out a grant or whatever, you get these student loans and everything.
Sir, when
I go to school anyway.
Sir, when I talk about
paying for it.
Sir, when I talk about schools, I'm not talking about college. I'm talking about like elementary schools are paid by property taxes.
Yeah, right. But see, really, those that's a big sham and a scam. Also, schooling like that.
Elementary school is a sham.
They're not teaching kids how to like balance a checkbook or to start businesses or to get ahead.
I would hope not. They're in elementary school.
Well, no. Yeah, absolutely. When did you want them to start?
Maybe high school. I think high school would be a great time to learn how to manage a checkbook and start a business. I don't believe that
we start learning.
Elementary school. I mean, it's going to be really hard to start a business if you don't know your ABCs and what 2 + 2 is.
Well, the earlier that you start somebody learning something, the better they are, And no, I disagree. I think they should start in elementary school.
No, I think in elementary school, the correct way to have them do is to be learning and to be, learning their basics on, again, counting and simple addition and proper, sentence structure and things like that. While I do agree that things like, balancing a checkbook are very important classes that I think they should be added to curriculum. I think that high school should be the place that you do that, unless we're intending on, lowering labor laws to a point where, where we need children to be able to work and balance a checkbook and pay bills. But until then, I think that high school would definitely be the place for that. And until
Well,
then,
see,
until kids just
well,
come
now
out of the womb
this
and they're
would be
on their own, I
this
think,
would be
yeah.
this would be a great normal discussion to have, but unfortunately, there's a huge problem that nobody is looking at. Are you aware, like, whenever we have a problem or something, that we're supposed to be able to call our representatives?
Yes, I am very aware of
Have
that.
have you ever tried to call a representative
Sure, I have.
and you've talked to a representative?
I have. Yes.
To an actual representative? Who did you call and who did you talk to?
Oh shoot, who was that representative? I don't do it in my
Yeah,
current district.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean it was a long time ago in a state I don't live in anymore. I don't remember. It wasn't that important to me.
Far away because you did not talk to a representative.
Yes, I did.
And if you did,
I could call my representative right now and get a hold of them. It wouldn't be that difficult.
I'll bet you. I'll make you a bet right now that if you call a representative, they will not answer the damn phone.
Well, yeah, no, you weren't going to get directly having a representative call the phone, but that's because if a representative got every single. Hold on, sir. But that's because if every representative answered every single phone call, they wouldn't do a very good job of legislating, which is their job.
Okay, now let me ask you something. We are paying for the representative, right?
Yes.
The big whopping $170,000 a year to pay for these yahoos. Okay, and we also pay for the other monkeys that's sitting there answering. I call them human answer machines, because when you call, you're either going to talk to a human answer machine or a damn mechanical answer machine.
Well, sir,
and
I don't know what you elect your representatives for, but mine is not to just answer the phone.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Now, see, I'm actually agreeing with what you're saying. Where I was going to with this is when you call and you talk to an answer machine, whether it's a mechanical or a human answer machine, the fact of it is you won't talk to a representative. Now, when you call, what is supposed to happen? When you call in, you say, hey, I want the border to be secured, let's say, that's what you want done. When you call and you leave that message with the human answer machine, if you don't get hung up on, which has happened, you can watch my channel at King James Preston on YouTube, and you'll see the conversations and stuff that I've had with these monkeys, But if they don't hang up on you, how can you confirm that whatever message that you wanted to leave for the representative actually made it to the representative?
Well, I'll tell you right now,
and
sir,
in fact,
the representatives are supposed to represent their entire district. So I doubt that representatives make many decisions off of a singular phone call. Representatives should, however, start to make different decisions once they have a consensus from their constituents, right? So if we're talking about if all day their phone is ringing about the border, or all day their phone is ringing about this or that, and then they're doing town halls that back up that that knowledge, then yes, they should be representing their constituents. But I don't believe that one person should just call and say, I want the border fixed, and then they go and attempt to fix the border. How do they know that that is generally representative of their entire? Hold on. I was in the middle of the question part. How do they know that
question?
Hold on. How do they know that is what's generally representative of their constituents?
Oh, okay, but before you even get to that part, let me ask you this. What if you're the only phone call, which does happen all the damn time, because people will not call in. People will not stand together. Do you know what the biggest thing is that the machine, the government, the demon, the beast is actually afraid of? It is the hive mind. If all the people in America was to decide that they wanted something, there's nothing at all that they could do about it. I mean, the ridiculousness of the whole damn thing. Think about this. People are going out and buying concealed carry permits when you don't even need them. Our Constitution already gives us that right.
No, it doesn't.
The Second Amendment.
No, the Second Amendment does not give you the right to unrestricted access to
It
firearms.
does. It
No, it
says
does not.
the right to keep and bear arms. It sure does.
Yeah, it says the right to keep and bear arms should not be infringed in order to maintain a more
Right.
more perfect union and in order to hold a militia.
Right.
And so therefore, if
Exactly.
you are allowed to have weapons as long as you're in a militia, right? So when we actually look at the Supreme Court ruling on this, right, it says the Supreme Court ruled that you can own a weapon without being part of a militia, but it's also very clear that that does not mean the Constitution says there are no restrictions on weapons whatsoever. There are plenty of them. Okay, and
there shouldn't be.
That'd be DC versus
There
Heller.
should not be, and
No,
there
sir,
should not
that's
be any restriction.
That's your interpretation of the Constitution, but not the interpretation of the Constitution.
Well, it's the right one.
Well, sir, of course you
mine-
believe that it's the right one, but the right one would actually be the one that comes from the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court disagrees with you.
So the Supreme Court is always right. Is that what you're saying?
What's the job of the Supreme Court?
Well, what is America built off of, and what does the Constitution actually
All right,
line
how
up
about
for
this?
we the people?
I'll make that easier for you. What does the Constitution say is the job of the Supreme Court?
To governor the people.
No, to interpret the law.
Right, interpret the law. Right.
Right. So the Supreme Court has interpreted the law to say that there can be restrictions on firearms, which is their job.
Yeah, and there shouldn't be.
Again, sir, that is the entire job of the Supreme Court to make that decision. And they have made that decision, and that decision goes against yours.
Right. Well, we will. I'll agree with you on that one. But again, the biggest thing that I'm trying to get you to understand, though, is that we have a bigger problem than worrying about what the Supreme Court is going to do. I mean, they get paid good money to sit on their hands, you know. But if you can't call into a representative and get your message to where it's supposed to go to, I mean, what are we doing here? You and I are just talking to each other. You got your cute little channel there or whatever, you know, with your however many subscribers, and for what? You're just doing a circle jerk, you know, and you want to argue about whether or not, you know, you should be able to carry a pistol, or absolutely you should be able to. That's what America is about. And because it says a militia, you know, back whenever this country was founded and stuff, you could actually get fined if you was caught without your damn rifle and stuff.
Sir, do you understand what the modern day equivalent to a militia would be?
Yeah.
It'd be the National Guard.
Right.
Okay. And the reason why the Second Amendment was built to begin with, okay, was to ensure that they could put down a slave rebellion if necessary.
Okay.
When we're talking about Second Amendment rights, okay, the courts have been very, very clear that it is not illegal or anti-constitutional to put restrictions on firearms.
Yeah, which is wrong.
Again,
100%
sir,
wrong.
I disagree with you, and so does the Supreme Court.
Well, you're clearly anti-American and anti-gun then.
I am not either of those things.
Well, you 100% are, because
no, I'm not. I'm just I'm anti-dead.
You are.
I'm anti-dead.
You're listening.
No, I'm anti-dead children.
Freedom of speech. You know.
Yeah, freedom of speech, but not freedom of
speech.
consequence. Yeah, I'm for freedom of speech, but not freedom of consequence.
Well, if you're for freedom of speech, why are you on YouTube? Because YouTube limits your ass across the board.
What does the First Amendment say about? What is the First Amendment?
You can't say rape, incest, certain words, or anything like that.
Sir, what does the First Amendment give you the right to free speech on?
I'm not following what you're wanting from me here.
Okay, let me just go ahead and say it for you. The First Amendment gives the right that the government will not stop your free speech, not a private organization. YouTube is a private organization. No, I'm still talking. YouTube is a private organization with a private...
You're babbling is what you're doing. You're not talking. You're babbling.
All right, sir. Well, whatever I'm doing, it's time for you to be quiet while I do it, okay?
Oh, no.
Okay,
I'll
awesome.
guarantee you. I'll be quiet. See, wait, are
sir.
you saying that you're not into freedom of speech?
Correct. Yeah, because you're on my live, and in my live, you're under my rules, not the government's rules.
Well, good. Hang up then.
Okay.
You're.
Bye. Your freedom of speech is protected, that the government will not limit your freedom of speech, not that a private organization, and sure as hell not that a private live won't limit your speech. Okay? And since I am a private live, I can limit your speech as much as I want by hanging up on you. You have no rights here because I'm not the government. See how easy that was? See how easy that was? Guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry, I had to switch up shirts real quick. Oh my goodness, that shirt was freaking not treating me right. All right, hey, everybody, welcome in. Thank you guys so much for being here. That was my first caller of the day. I really appreciate you guys being here. I have obviously the new setup. That thing keeps making noise. I'm not familiar with that. But thank you guys so much for being here, especially good with everybody that's here on the Twitch side, since it's my first time streaming on Twitch. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'm trying to learn and figure out how to do all this stuff. But hey, let me get through some super chats real quick and we'll move on to the next caller. So if you support Trump, get ready. We'll open up that phone line in just a second. Hoop, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, what do you think about being called about by stranger Furious Matt's debater? I have no idea who or what that is. But if somebody wants to debate me, they're more than welcome to. That does not bother me who they are. But thank you so much. And a jocular, how's it going, man? It says, here you go, caller. The sorts of weapons protected are those in common use at the time. Heller quoting United States versus Miller, 307 U.S. 174, 1939. Yes, 100%. At common use at the time. Now, I don't believe in 1939 you had most of the weapons that we have right now. All right. So the fact that we even have what we have right now is a lot. So maybe you shouldn't be trying to go for nuclear bombs and F-15s, and you should try to think about all the children that are dying when it's the #1 preventable cause of death in children in the United States. But hey, that's just me. And Bruin, Jocko, thank you again. Says Bruin also replaced interest balancing with a historical test. If it lacks roots in our tradition, it's likely false constitutional muster. I do believe in that same ruling, and you can correct me, Jocular, if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure in that same ruling, didn't Justice Scalia also say that he was ignoring like 100 years of precedence when he made that ruling? Like when he made the ruling about 2A, that he said he was completely ignoring all of the precedent prior to it. I'm pretty sure he said that in there, but it's been a while, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. But thank you guys so much for the super chats. I really appreciate that. All right, we are going to move on and keep this thing going. I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, we're going to open up these phone lines. So if you support Trump, you're more than welcome to call in on the phone line and keep this thing going. I got to turn off that little sound from that thing way over there. Over there. I got to turn off that sound. That's a new one. I got to turn that off. That is annoying as hell. Hello, how are you?
Is this politics?
Hello? Whoop. Hello, how are you? All right, good one. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. I saw your live.
How old are you?
Oh, forgive me. I may or may not be young. I'm not.
Okay, that was way too many words instead of just an age. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you? All right. I'm freezing them with these really tough questions like, how old are you? I'm getting them. Hello, how are you? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
How you doing, man?
Good. How old are you?
17.
Sorry, man. You got to be 18 to be up on the live. I appreciate you, though. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Yo, children, I'm not going to answer your call, so you can stop now. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 45.
Hello, how are you?
Oh man, hey, how you doing, my brother?
How old are you?
I'm 29. My name's Joe. Hey, can I ask you what is your name?
You can just call me Polly. That's fine.
Polly. Okay, Mr. Polly. Hey, I'm glad you answered. I wanted to bring something up about the free speech thing with the YouTubes. There is an argument that needs to be brought before the Supreme Court, and I'm curious to know when it happens. But if you look at like telephone infrastructure, the telephone cannot tell you what you can and cannot say on the telephone because it's considered a public form of communication. If you open that up to YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff, it opens up a conversation of like what these platforms actually are. Are they an open form of communication or are they a publisher? Because the whole idea that they're like a private company and they can do whatever they want, that's like the big tech way of pushing their responsibility off onto individuals when they're acting as a publisher. Does that kind of make sense?
I think that's a ridiculous argument and has no precedent.
Okay, how so?
Because telephone companies, when you're talking about telephones and their ability to like not alter free speech, that's back when telephones were a public service. Currently, telephones are a private service, and while someone can tell you what you can and can't say on the telephone, you can be punished for what you're said on and off a telephone, right? Because people are allowed to tap phones, and there are criminal convictions based off of what somebody said on a telephone. So you still don't have freedom of consequence from your First Amendment right, even on a telephone.
When you say tap phones, no, they cannot just tap your phone.
They can't just tap your phone, but can you be punished for something that you say on the phone?
If it falls outside of the realm of free speech, yeah, you can.
What falls
But
outside of
it's
the realm
still-
of free speech?
Things that fall outside of the realm of free speech are things like direct threats of violence. There are things that fall outside of the realm of free speech that are punishable by law.
Oh, okay.
Right? So
it just goes right back to my
talking
argument to
about.
say that you have freedom of speech, you don't have freedom from consequence.
Correct. However, what I'm saying is that when the tech companies are using their websites and their platforms as a public form of communication, they have to make a decision. So, for example, if they are publishing, like if they're allowed to edit what you're saying, they're publishing. It's no longer open communication. Like
Literally, when you click onto a video, when you're posting it on YouTube, it says publish.
Right. I'm also adding in the social media websites into this.
YouTube is a social media website.
Correct. So it's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and they operate differently. I'm kind of grouping them all together.
Right, and they all have different rules, and they all have different ideas of what is allowed on their platform and what is not in order to create entertainment. Because that's all of these things are.
You are correct.
Yes, and if somebody,
yes.
if YouTube's job or Twitter's job or whatever's job, whatever social media site you decide to, to bring up there in this case, right? Their job is to create an entertaining platform, right? And guess what is not entertaining a lot of the times? Just people going up and lying and being able to yell horrific things that hurt people.
I would disagree. I think that's very entertaining.
Well, maybe to you.
However,
maybe
not
specifically
to what
you
I'm saying.
hurting other people is entertaining, but I don't believe
No.
good.
Okay. Let me bring up. So this happened with Reddit.com a while ago, where they got caught editing people's postings, like their comments. They weren't just deleting comments; they were actually editing what people were saying, and that brings up a huge issue. It's like, yes, they're a private company; they should be allowed to do that. However, they are now a publisher, so the responsibility for what is on their platform is now theirs. Does that make sense? Do you understand the?
Sir, at the end of the day, you don't have to agree to the terms of service for any of these sites, right?
I don't know what that has to do with what I'm saying.
Well, when you log on to any of these websites, right? There is a terms of service that you agree not to use, say this, not to say that, not to do this, not to do that, not to go live while you're driving, or not to use, derogatory language, and slurs and stuff like that. You are agreeing to a contract the second that you sign up, and no one is forcing you to have to agree to that. You can go to another social media website. It's not like there's only one that only has like what, that is trying to stop what, you want to say. No matter what you want to say, there's a social media site that you can say whatever you want to say on. Okay.
That is incorrect.
That is not incorrect. How is that
That is,
incorrect?
I'm sorry, because like if there are no more 100% completely free speech platforms on the internet, and it's not possible for a new one to be created.
Yeah, because every single time they create one, they fail.
I would completely disagree. I would
Are you
argue
kidding me?
more
Sir, there's been probably 4 different ones that have been created in the last like 5 years, and every single time they try to create one, they fail because they're not entertaining. Okay, they're not informative. They're not good. Okay, there was that one.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, there was that. What was that? That one that was like supposed to be like the alternative to X. It was like, I don't know. I don't pay attention to them because I know they're all going to fail every time they announce them. But there was literally just one that was supposed to be like the alternative to X, like a couple years ago or something like that. And it was supposed to be, you can say whatever you want on here. There's no freedom, like your freedom of speech is not being, like put down. You can literally do whatever. And it literally just bottomed and failed immediately. And this happens all the time. Like literally all the time, because they're not good social media sites. You say that you want this, but you don't want this. Nobody wants this. And if they wanted it, someone could.
Possible.
Well, how about this? Let me ask you a question. Okay. If you could create a social media site right now, okay, what you could do, right? You could create a social media site right now. What is stopping you from having just complete free speech on it?
The terms and conditions of the cloud providers that you have to host this platform on. That's where I was getting to before you cut me off and tried to talk about something else.
Well, then host it on one. And
Oracle,
then host it someplace else.
Oracle, Amazon Web Services, and Google and Microsoft Azure. They will not allow that to happen.
Then don't
those
use
are
those.
the big
Create your
cloud
own.
services. Create a cloud service.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a rational and logical argument?
It does to me. Because you
to
want something
$1
that
trillion business,
sir, because you want something that no one else is providing. Okay. The reason why they don't provide it is because it's not good for their services. Okay. Because doing those type of things is not good for Microsoft or Oracle. And then the companies that perform on there, it's not good for them also. Right. So they're trying to freaking, do what businesses do. What is the point of a business, by the way?
The point of a business is to make money.
Correct. So if a point of a business is to make money and
money.
And services like YouTube.
Let me ask you this.
No, I'm in the middle of a sentence. And the point of services like YouTube are to produce ad revenue. And people don't want to advertise with them because there's horrible stuff on there because you wanted your freedom of speech. Then isn't it the job of that business to make money and be beholden to their shareholders?
Are you telling me the porn websites that advertise on YouTube have an issue with the videos of Hitler?
I would assume they probably did, yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay. So, let me ask you this. Do you think that it's like a good thing that the 3 or 4 gigantic multi-trillion-dollar tech companies now have direct control over the communication that is essentially the primary form of communication of all people?
Why is it the primary form of communication for all people? Because of necessity or because of choice?
Social media?
Mm-hmm.
That's not the question. The question was, do you think it's a good thing?
I don't talk in good and bad, really. That's very subjective. I don't find it to be good or bad.
Do you think it's beneficial?
Beneficial for who and for what?
Humanity? Like, is it going to push humanity in the right direction?
I think humanity is going to keep moving in the direction regardless. Every single generation, there's something that's going to destroy humanity. There's something that's going to take humanity off of course. There's something that's going to be, horrific for humanity. Oh, the internet's coming. It's going to be horrible. Or cars are going to destroy, destroy humanity. And now it's social media is destroying humanity. Like it's always something. Next generation, it'll be something that's something else that's destroying humanity. Okay, I think humanity will be just fine.
Oh, so there's like no good and evil, and it's kind of like a waste of time to talk about any of this stuff, or
I
do you
definitely don't
actually like
believe in
have a
evil.
position?
I don't
You
believe
believe in
anything
evil, but not good?
I say I don't believe in evil.
I'm sorry.
I believe that things are good subjectively, yes.
Subjectively. Okay. That so like, all right. I'm going to pivot a little bit here because I think this is interesting, right? Good and evil is subjective.
Evil doesn't exist.
Evil doesn't exist. So in the Middle East, when a woman cheats on her husband, they put her in like a big pit in the ground and then they throw rocks at her until she dies. Is that like an objectively or subjectively good thing?
It is a subjectively very bad thing.
But over there, it's subjectively a very good thing.
No, it's not.
That's what they do. It's what they believe.
Yeah, but as a humanity, we can see that that's not a good thing. But you just
Well,
proved
they
my
are.
point.
Are they not humanity?
But you just proved my point, honestly.
Are they not human? Are you saying they're not human?
But you just proved my point, sir. Do you
I don't
understand
know.
that?
I mean, if
You
you
just
go
pro-
over there, they
you
would
just-
look at
you
you
just
odd
proved to me
for
that-
saying this stuff.
Yeah, you just proved to me that to them, it's subjective.
Oh, so if you
So
lived
you
over
just
there,
pro-
you would think it was
so
a
you-
good thing?
So you just proved that good is subjective. You just proved it.
So let me rephrase my question. If you lived in that area of the Middle East where they do this, do you think you would grow up thinking that this was a good thing?
I don't know. I didn't grow up in that part of the Middle East, so how would I know what it's like?
That
to
is
grow up there?
correct. It is a hypothetical. That is correct. It's a hypothetical question.
Yeah, I have no will to live in your hypothetical. I don't know. I didn't grow up there. I'm sure there's plenty of people that grow up in the Middle East that think that's horrific. I would actually probably think I would think probably the majority
Are you capable of
people,
abstract thought?
Yes. Are you capable of living in reality?
What would happen if you didn't eat breakfast this morning?
I didn't.
Okay. That answers my question. I'm going to sign off, my guy. I love you. And I
have
like your
zero
big kissable
feelings for
lips.
you whatsoever.
I like the baby fat you still have in your cheeks, and I like your big old kissable lips, my guy. So
Okay, man.
I like your show.
I know I'm
keep it up.
very,
You're doing
very
a great
attractive.
job.
You don't need to tell me about myself. But if you don't
Yeah,
have any
buddy,
more
I don't-
points, if
come
you don't
on.
have any more points to make, there's no point in continuing this conversation.
That is correct.
All
That's
right.
why I'm hanging.
Goodbye. Don't know what we were doing there. I'm very confused on what he was talking about. I truly have no idea what we were talking about in the end. What would happen if I didn't eat breakfast this morning? I didn't. Haha, I got you. That was my point. Still very confused. Jocular, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said Bruin didn't ignore precedent. It upheld Heller and tossed out lower courts improvised test that Heller would never authorize, which was intermediate scrutiny. Intermediate scrutiny. I'm gonna guess a bit intermediate scrutiny. Okay, I had the case wrong. My bad, Jocular. I appreciate the correction. Thank you so much. And Pody, thank you so much. I like Trump because of his slogan. His slogan is catchy. That makes sense. That pretty much vibes. All right, y'all. Guys, if you like to support the live, if you're on the YouTube side, I do have super chats open. And you can put them up. I'll put them up on the screen. We'll talk about them. We'll have a good time. So if you'd like to support the live, that's a great way to do it. I really appreciate the guys. If you guys are on the Twitch side, I have no idea how you support the live. I guess just hang out here and be really cool. That's all I got. Just hang out and be really, really cool. Think you guys can do that? All right, phone lines are back open. I need to switch my hat back around so I can lean back. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I look ridiculous with the hat on like that with the lighting. That's why I took it off. Oh gosh, my back. Hello, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. See, I knew it was scrutiny.
Are you on live right now?
Maybe. See, I knew it was scrutiny. I told you guys. I got it.
No. That last caller, like everybody's saying, how
old are you?
You were. I'm 29.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I voted for him 2 times.
Awesome. Why is that?
Right now I'm not. Because for obvious reasons. It was.
No, there are no obvious reasons.
Well, Yeah, I guess you're right. The economy, basically, his business practices. The economy sucked with Biden ending, and I kind of wanted to see that get better. And for some reason, I trusted him, and I don't know why I did. I feel just as stupid as everybody who voted for Kamala. And I'm sick of the sides. I don't even think that there should have been sides, and I feel really bad for ever talking bad about Democrats because it was like I was just as ignorant, truly.
Excuse me, how are the Democrats ignorant?
Well, everybody is ignorant because we're
I'm
all
not.
being played like fools.
No, I'm not.
Society in general.
No, it's pretty easy. All you have to do
No,
is
we
look
all
into
got-
people's
I mean,
platforms and see whether they're logical or not. And if people's
We-
platforms are logical, then you support them. If they're not logical, then you don't support them.
But how do you judge whether something is logical or not when you don't know all the facts and they're withholding so much information?
You find out the facts, and if
And-
the candidates are withholding information, then you don't vote for them.
So where's the Epstein list?
I
You
don't
can't
know.
find it.
Donald Trump
They're
is
withholding.
the guy you voted for is holding them back, which is why I wouldn't have voted for him.
I'm agreeing with you. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
but
looking to
but
have
but
a-
that's not what I'm talking about. Donald Trump never had an economic plan.
He voiced that he did.
No, he just said a bunch of sayings that sounded good but had no substance to them whatsoever.
Okay, and that's why I was ignorant for believing that.
All
you
right,
know, and there was
but
a
the
lot of-
Democrats did actually have economic plan and did talk about them in depth and did show you how they were going to do it. And you're calling the people that voted for them ignorant, which they weren't.
I think everybody's ignorant to a degree, especially at this point because we have been held at such like a vulnerable state, I guess you could say. Nobody is being told the truth. We're all being, we're being played. How do you disagree with that?
That we're all being played because I read.
Yeah. Okay. Well, same. But
What are
can
you
give me
being played
another-
about?
The entire American dream, it doesn't exist.
The American
fact that people-
dream in the way that it was for our parents doesn't exist. That's correct.
Right. And that's kind of what we're all still stuck on. And that's kind of the narrative that they're still going with and that they're promising us, but it doesn't exist. So what are we really aiming for? At that point, we're just a bunch of slaves who are working to benefit the pockets of our politicians. So
Yeah, but that's the difference. I think that I think in the way we see things, I don't believe that the Democrats are promising the old American dream. No, like truly, I
mean-
don't. I like this whole idea of like white picket fence, like in your nice little cul-de-sac with your all white neighbors and all that sort of stuff. That's what the conservatives are pushing. We're going to deport all the immigrants, right? We're going to bring back your nice little like neighborhoods. Oh, we're going to bring back manufacturing. We're going to go back to an industrialized nation that we were like for your parents and your grandparents. That's never going to happen, right? Like these are the ideas that the right is trying to push on people, knowing damn well that there's no evidence that is ever going to happen or ever come back.
And
Right.
I'm just curious, who did you vote for?
I voted for Kamala Harris.
Okay. All right. I was just curious. All right. So I'm just trying to get a better feel for where you're coming from. I want to understand what you're saying, and I'm genuinely looking to talk about this with you. And I appreciate you, coming out and allowing people to talk to you.
Well, really,
about this.
what I want to know is, what do you want?
What do I want? I want a good life. I want to be able to have the option to be self-sustainable without having a government over your shoulder at every waking second.
All right, what would help make you more sustainable?
Learning how to grow your own food, sustain yourself.
I mean, you can do
know?
that. What's stopping you from doing that right now?
Well, the way the entire society is set up, we're not localized anymore. We don't have communities. We think about a community and we think gated. We think reserved and restricted, and that's not what a community is about. And you're not really able to be self-sustainable when everybody around you is relying on other people to bring them their stuff.
Gotcha. So
I mean,
you're
you
not trying to
can be.
grow your own food. You're trying to live in some type
But-
of like communal freaking system in which you trade your goods that you grow with somebody else. Yeah, that's not
But that
coming
should
back.
be an option, but it's not.
I'm
and
sorry?
I'm not saying that that should be an option, but it is not.
It is an option in lots of countries across the planet, not in this one. And it never will be again.
Exactly. And why?
Why? Because we've moved past that.
There's
We've become
no
a
moving
consumer
past it.
nation. But
Yeah, and
but see now see this, I think this is where I'm getting at. Okay, you went from complaining about both sides are trying to screw you over. No, you just
I'm
want
not
something
complaining.
from
I'm just talking.
you just no. I'm just saying you just want something from this country that this country can't provide for you.
But it can provide, but it's stealing from us. How much money do you think the politicians have pocketed of our tax money? Huh?
We
What
can
is
see
our,
that in their
national
tax
debt?
returns, but that's not what's stopping you from living communally.
It's not, and I could, but I like to live in society. I like to be around people. But and it's not even about, you know, living in a communal society. It's about being able, like I couldn't have chickens if I wanted. I couldn't have my own eggs. I can't have like anything really. And just because
Literally,
somebody else-
my friend who was like just over picking up her stuff was picking up the stuff I got because I got fresh eggs from her house like last week.
well, that's awesome. She lives
She
in
has
a different
chickens and quail.
place. That's amazing. I love that for her.
Yeah,
But
and we
I
don't
live in the
even
same
live
place.
like in the middle of nowhere. Like we live in a very populated area, and she still has chickens and quails and gets her own eggs every morning. Yeah. So
Yeah.
again, it's possible
Well,
if you want to do it. Your government's not stopping you from doing that.
I mean, my parents have chickens as well, and they're still stuck in the same like crapshoot. I don't understand the argument you're trying to make.
I don't understand the argument you're trying to make. It seems like you just don't like the way that things are. Like as
No,
far
you
as
seem
like,
very combative. You don't.
oh, this is not combative at all.
I'm trying to discuss,
Actually, this is about as calm as I get, to be completely honest with you. I think I'll
Well,
be
that's-
incredibly like polite with you. But it just
You
seems
are
like
not
this
being
doesn't
polite.
have much
I
to do
didn't
with
say you
like
were being
a
polite.
it just doesn't seem to have much to do with politics whatsoever.
Well, I'm trying to talk politics with you, but you keep shutting down everything that I say to
I'm
you.
trying to
and
understand what you're saying. And again, you're not making it very clear to me, which is why I keep trying to get understanding of what you're saying.
Well, same to you, and I'm trying to understand the discrepancy between us, you know, because I think that'll say a lot. And I really enjoy talking to people who have different mindsets than me, and who can object to the things that I say. But when it's to the degree of everything that I say is just combated with,
I don't agree with you or disagree with you. I don't know what you're getting to. Okay, and that's what's annoying me right now is I don't know what you're getting to. You're saying that you started out with you saying that you voted for Trump and you feel like just as betrayed as all the people that voted for Democrats. Okay, and in the same way, where the people that voted democratically in this last election are literally having the time of their lives because everything that we said was going to happen if Trump got elected, it's all happening. And like the
Are
Epstein
they having
list
the
is
time
just
of their lives?
yeah. I mean, literally every single
still,
thing that we said was going to happen.
We're still living in an impoverished, like privileged country. It's like a complete.
Do you say we're in an impoverished, privileged country?
Yeah, it's contradictory for sure, but it's true. Like we are so privileged, we have so much access to so much stuff, but we are also all just slaves because even if you buy a house, even if you work your entire life to buy a house, you still have to pay property taxes. Why? So we don't own the land, we don't own our house, we just are renting it from the government. Why?
You pay property taxes, so we have things like schools and police departments and fire departments. That's why you pay property taxes.
Strictly by the narrative of the government. They're not teaching you things that are going to be useful in your life. They're teaching you things that they need you to know to be a productive slave for them.
Are you arguing that we need to improve our education system to do things that are more logical for the world? Because I completely agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I also don't agree that we shouldn't pay taxes, so therefore we don't have fire departments in schools.
I don't think that we shouldn't pay taxes, but I think that they should be definitely reconsidered for sure. And most of the we're paying like 30-40% of our income to taxes now. And it's grown very gradually throughout the years, so nobody's really taken notice to it. And we have so many other distractions that are going to distract us from that. But now that we take a look at it and we're seeing like, okay, well, the harder I work, the more that is taken from me. So at that point, what is the incentive to bust your ass and provide a good life for yourself? That's where we're seeing so much drug addiction, alcoholism. People feel hopeless. And not everybody is capable of the same things that, you know, people who can work hours and hours and hours. Some people, you know, have different mental capacities, physical capacities. We're not all the same. So it's like the fact that we are just hell bent on you have to work your entire life away. You can't even retire now. You can't afford it.
Yes,
I
I
can't go to the
agree with you on
grocery store.
all of those things. I'm still trying to figure out what this has to do with politics.
It has everything to do with politics. What do you mean?
Has nothing
This
to
is
do
what
with politics.
controls. Yes, it is.
No, this isn't what politics
And
control. This is all stuff you control.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
Well,
is. This
it
is
is.
all
It can
stuff
be.
that
It can
you
be.
can control,
However,
that you're choosing not to control, and getting mad at the government and politics for you not controlling it. Because literally every single thing that you're complaining about, you could do right now, and the government is not stopping you. You don't have to slave away at a job for somebody else. You don't have to not live communally. You don't have to do any of those things that you're talking about. Hell, you don't even have to live in this country. There's plenty of countries where that you can live in, where you can do that they freaking have many opportunities to do all the stuff that you're talking about. Literally everything that you're talking about is available to you right now, but instead of going out and trying to get that thing, you're just complaining about something with the politics that I'm not even sure what you're complaining about at this point. To be fair with you, I don't even know where you're getting to. Like I understand that you are frustrated with the current state of the United States. I understand that you're frustrated with the current state of our government. I understand like all of those things, and I think most people are, right? Like, but most of the things that you're talking about could just be done by you right now. And I
Well-
don't understand what that has to do with who you voted for.
we only have 24 hours in a day. We only have so much energy. When all of your energy is consumed by having to work for other people, you don't really have much time to even think about what you want.
Then start a
It more
business.
becomes just, dude.
Then start a business.
I've had my own business, and it was nothing but issues. It was nothing but hoops that I had to jump through, and I couldn't mentally, with my circumstances, which was, partially my fault, partially not. It was difficult to do. So not everybody can do it, is what I'm saying. Like you're speaking in such a generalized way, it's not applicable to everybody.
It's not applicable to everybody. I'm just saying you're the one with the want and will to do that. You don't want to work for somebody else, but you don't want to work for yourself. So what do you just want to not work?
I do want to work for myself. I don't know how to work for myself.
Oh, so you need education on how to learn to work for yourself.
In regards to the taxes and the legality of it, yes. But if it was just a matter of starting my own business, creating a product and making profit off of that, yeah, I could do that instantly. But I don't understand everything else that has to do with it. Why is the government sticking their nose into something that I worked so hard to build myself, like butt out?
Okay. Well, unfortunately, you do live in a country with a government, and I don't think that's going away anytime soon. And if you look at countries without governments, they don't go very well. Normally, they just end up with that thing that you build just being taken from you by force because there's no government to stop anyone from doing that for you. Okay. But it sounds like you just need a good business consultant and a good tax lawyer, and you'd be doing just fine, like on your own, to be completely honest with you. But if your entire plan is like, I don't even know what the plan is. I don't really understand. But hey, it was good talking to you. I think we've run to the end of the course of this conversation. But I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay.
Yeah, I hope you find peace. Thanks for talking.
I have plenty of peace. Thank you. Hope you do though. I'm very peaceful. Just don't really understand what the heck we were talking about there. All right. Kalila, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said, I can totally see why DOE is under attack. They need to level the playing field. My favorite Trump policy is grab them by their Ivankas. Oh, that's freaking horrible. Thank you so much, Kalila. I appreciate that. And thank you so Roger? I think this is Roger. Roger, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, the reason we don't have things that actually benefit the people is because people like her constantly vote against their own best interests. That's what I was trying to say. Like you voted away all of the things, like all of the incentives to start small businesses that the Democrats try to provide, and then you complain about not having those things. Like, but I'm sorry, you can go start your own business. Like you can. If you're good at what you do, you'll be successful. That is the one thing in America I can promise you. If you're good at what you do, you can start a business and you can be really good at what you do, and you can make a lot of money really quickly if you're actually good at what you do. But I think she was just frustrated, to be completely honest with you. But thank you so much for that super chat, Roger. Ed, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said there's some people that think Trump is a god or Allah. Yeah, most of his followers, I believe, they all kind of believe that there is that he's greater than anything. It's kind of crazy, but thank you so much, Ed. I appreciate that. Kalila, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said Donnie will help you, lady, if you're at the right age. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna have to go get rid of that one. This guy's triggered though. That was brutal, Kalila. That was brutal. Oh. All right, we're gonna open up these phone lines again. Really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you guys so much. Oh man, that turned from like a not political conversation very quickly. Hello, how are you?
Oh, wow, you answer. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to get through. I just found your show the other day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I would love to have a chat with him.
Awesome. So how old are you?
I am 42, but I identify as 27.
Perfect. And do you support Trump?
Yes, I am what you guys call a maggot, but yeah, I am a mega supporter. I am part of the 7%, and I'm proud of it.
Awesome. So why do you support Trump?
Well, I support Trump because over the last few years, I've been doing my research, particularly around like the Trayvon Martin stuff happened, and I just started doing research on Democrats, and then I learned that they kind of rely into us. And when Trump came in, I thought it was a joke. I don't believe that he really was trying to run for president. And I was like, well, if he did become president, we all loved him growing up. When I grew up, all of us loved President Trump. He wasn't considered a racist and a pretty good businessman, generally speaking, because he did have failed businesses, but a lot of big moguls do. So anyway, but the main reasons were the reason why I voted for him. I voted for him twice. The first time I was kind of iffy. I didn't know. I definitely didn't want Hillary to win, but I did want a different president. And but the main reasons were because I just believed in his thing of making America great again. I remember the time where it wasn't about racism. Everybody was doing good. Racism was an issue, but not like it had become. I think that he would change a lot of things, and I always see that he has a slogan, promises made, promises kept. I also did not like how they
awesome.
were
All right. Hey, no offense, but you're grandstanding way too much. So we're just gonna keep moving on with the conversation.
I'm sorry, I was gonna do like three. You asked me what I like, so I was going to.
Sorry, we're gonna keep moving this on. First of all, not everybody liked Trump. That's not very true at all. He was actually sued for racism as early as the 1970s. And continually all the way through the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So saying this new thing with Donald Trump about racism is ridiculous. His dad was a very, very well-known racist and slumlord, and he pretty much took that over in the 1970s when he was sued for not renting to black people for unfair housing practices by the Nixon administration, of all people. And he had, multiple different racism, suits that he was sued for and lost all the way through the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So saying that everybody liked him is kind of ridiculous, or saying that there was no signs of his racism is kind of crazy also. So I don't know where you're getting that from.
Can I say something towards that?
Sure.
Okay, so as far as his business with his father, okay, I'm not too educated. I know his father was an immigrant, and I'm sure his father was a racist from what I understand. But his father was the one that you said was a racist. And Trump at that time, from what I've read, was just the under management of it. So of course he's going to get the brunt of it because people feel like, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. However, let's just say, fair enough. You say he's a racist because of the apartment situation. Okay, so let's say he was a racist at that time. Was he a racist when he gave $1 million to Jesse Jackson to help him run for president? Was he a racist when he won the NAACP award and took pictures with
yes.
Rosa Parks? where Rosa Parks would take a picture with Donald Trump? Was
Yes.
he a racist when he let Jennifer Hudson live in his house? Like, if he is a
Yes.
racist, I don't know any racist who supports Black people or other races, or other ethnicities like that. And if he is a racist, that's the kind of racist everybody needs to be.
All right, ma'am.
Because
Let me ask you a question. Okay. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If someone does an
Yeah.
incredibly racist act and then does a nice person thing towards that race, towards that same person, does that racist act go away?
The racist act doesn't go away. Of
Gotcha.
course not.
Okay.
However,
So
people
when
can
you have a
redeem
when
themselves.
you have a continuation of racist acts all the way through the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and all the way up until he was running for president, and a continuation in through when he was running for president. No, I do not care about certain things in there that you do not consider racist. Okay, because I
Why
have
would you
for
consider,
every
what do
single
you
thing.
consider racist?
What?
What are the things that you are considering racist that he did?
You want
That
the whole
besides,
list?
the only thing that I know of that he quote unquote did was racist was the apartment stuff.
Cool.
Anything
So that was
after that, it
1973.
just happened to be.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That was 1973. 1980s, former employee of Trump's castle accused another one of Trump's businesses of discrimination. When Ivanka came to the casinos, the bosses would order all Black people off the floor. 1989, controversial case has been
The
characterized
boss
as
of
modern
the
day lynching
casino. You
for
said
Black.
the boss. Hold on.
Hold
I'm
on.
trying to
No.
understand.
I'm going to
You
give you
said
the
the
list and then
boss
you can
of the
respond
casino?
after. No, I'm going to go ahead.
I can't hear you.
Okay. Well,
I
I'm going to
can't-
go ahead and finish the list and then you can respond after. Okay.
Okay.
All right, awesome. In 1989, a controversial case that has been characterized as a modern-day lynching for Black teenagers and one Latino teenager, the Central Park Five were accused of attacking and raping a jogger in New York City. Trump immediately took charge of the case, running an ad in the local papers demanding bring back the death penalty, bring back our police. All of those men were found to be innocent later, to be honest with you on that one too. 1991, a book about by John O'Donnell, former president of Trump Plaza, hotel and casino in Atlantic City, quoted Trump's criticism of Black accountant. Black guys counting my money. I hate it. The only kind of people I want counting my money are short guys that wear yarmulkes every day. 1992, the Trump Plaza Hotel had to pay a $200,000 fine because it transferred Black and women dealers off of tables. 1993, in a controversial testimony, Donald Trump said that some Native American reservations operating casinos shouldn't be allowed because they don't look like Indians to me. 2000, in opposition to a casino proposed by St. Regis Mohawk Tribe, which he saw a financial threat to his casinos in Atlantic City, Trump secretly ran a series of ads suggesting the tribe had a record of criminal activity. In 2004, in a season 2 of The Apprentice, Trump fired Kevin Allen, a Black contestant, for being overeducated. 2005, Trump pitched that he was essentially The Apprentice white people versus Black people. He said he wasn't particularly happy with the recent season of the show. Do you want me to continue? I'm only like halfway down the list.
Okay, so I was asking you to clarify because I couldn't understand you. You were saying it so fast. I don't know about all of those things. However, what you're saying to me, it almost sounds like, I'll just go, okay, the first one you said about the boss, something said the boss, the first thing, that's why I was asking you to clarify because I couldn't understand. You said something about a boss said to fire people or something. The manager had to fire people.
Oh, Trump made the boss to remove people from his casino that were Black and women.
Okay. I can't speak to that because I'm not aware of those things. I'm talking about the things that I do know because I don't want to, say something I don't know. So as far as the Central Park Five, I read that article and it says in the very first paragraph that generally speaking, the city should be safe no matter if you're Black, white, Puerto Rican, or Asian. It literally says that. Then towards the end of the article, it says, lately there were some teenagers who were XYZ, whatever. And yes, the death penalty should be for anyone who does these crimes, these heinous crimes. He was not specifying their race. He never even said a race anything at all about the article.
Hold on. I'm not saying he said anything about the race. Did he call for the death penalty for 4 Black men and 1 Latino man on a crime in which they were found innocent?
Okay.
Yes or no?
The point of
yes
the
or
article. No, he did not.
So you're just a liar.
Hold up, listen. You're not letting me finish. Hold on.
No, you're just lying then.
I'm not lying. What I'm saying is you're taking it out of context. It wouldn't matter if they were green because they did the crime.
They didn't do the crime.
Okay, at that time.
They were exonerated.
Okay, yeah, later on they were exonerated. But at that time, they were proven to do that crime. So it didn't matter if they were green, purple, or yellow. It would just happen that it didn't matter if they were green, purple, or yellow. I believe in his article because I read it.
To be completely honest with you, ma'am,
about the race.
the guy like last year had Nick Fuentes and David Duke at dinner at Mar-a-Lago. So really arguing this one singular point is a waste of time with me. I just gave you about congratulations. I gave you about 15 examples of about 30 different examples that I have.
Yeah, and you
all the way going up to him literally freaking having Nick Fuentes, a known white supremacist, at Mar-a-Lago for dinner last year.
And you said, let you say your list, and then I can have a rebuttal. And I'm rebutting, and you keep interjecting. So let me
because you're pigeonholing the argument. I don't want you to talk about one. Yes, you are. You're trying to talk about the Central Park Five. I want to know about the entire history of racism altogether.
But I can't argue with information. I can't argue or debate with you or something that I'm not aware of.
Okay, now let me ask you a better question, ma'am. Why, as a black woman, are you not more aware of all the racist shit that your fucking president that you voted for has done?
If you would let me finish.
Why are you not more aware of all of the racist stuff that the president that you voted for has done and is doing?
Are you going to let me answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, because I'm aware and I can see him as a whole. How old are you?
I'm 38 years old. How old are you?
Okay, so you're around the same age as I am, so we grew up together. I can see a bigger picture, and I know what racism looks like. Now, does he say racist things? Everyone says racist things, but in my definition, a racist doesn't do what he does. A racist doesn't make that bill that he did, it just slipped my mind just now, to release 91% of black men. A racist is not going to do that.
Hold on. A bill that did what?
He just signed the First Step Act.
The First Step Act predominantly affected white inmates.
Okay, because we are a predominantly white nation, so of course.
Not when it comes to incarceration. We're a predominantly white freaking country, but our incarceration rates are predominantly black. And the First Step Act still predominantly helped white people.
Okay, we're only 12% of the population. We were 13, but now we're going down. We're only 12% of the population. So, of course, if any law is going to affect white people way more than black people because it's way more white people.
So let me get this straight. Hold on.
You keep interrupting me.
I do, because I have to know more information about this. So what you're telling me is that
every time I try to rebut something that you're saying, as soon as you hear a word that I don't like, you cut me off, and that's very rude.
Because you're misrepresenting the entire act.
You don't.
Okay,
no,
fine.
You
go
don't
ahead
like
and continue, and then I'm gonna ignore everything that you say, and we're gonna come back to the First Step Act afterwards. Go ahead.
You don't let someone finish.
I just said go, ma'am. Talk.
Okay. So, like I said, you asked me initially, why do I not know certain things about the racist stuff that he does? Because let's say I do know more on the list, so I'm not going to go back and forth with you on that one. But like I said, a lot of stuff that he says is not just, it's just how older white people talk. I was raised by my grandparents from the South, and that's how they talk. So some of the stuff that he says, like the blacks, my grandparents say the blacks. So it's not like it hits my ear differently. I can see past it. And if my grandparents who grew up in segregation and they like Donald Trump, and my older aunts and uncles who are 90-something years old and they like Donald Trump, that's going to let me know, hey, something's not wrong with him. Because I definitely don't like Kamala Harris or Joe Biden because they lie. They lied about a lot of stuff. They make us feel like victims all the time. Donald Trump doesn't make us feel like victims.
That's ridiculous. And then, Donald Trump literally lied over 30,000 confirmed times in just his first presidency. Confirmed.
And so did they.
No, they did not.
A lot of stuff.
No, they did not. That's averaging almost 25 lies a day.
Okay, but what you guys consider lies.
That's not what I consider lies or you consider lies. These are independent agencies that are fact-checking everything that the president says. This is not what I consider a lie or you consider a lie. These are provable things that Donald Trump lies about.
Okay, have you ever heard of the word, let's say, embellish, exaggerate?
Lies. Lies.
Hold up, listen.
Lies.
Let me finish.
Lies.
Let me finish
Finish
my
away.
statement. Okay, so if someone says, "Oh my gosh, it's raining cats and dogs outside," are you literally going to look outside and look for cats and dogs? No, you know he's trying to emphasize that it's a lot of rain. So a lot of times when
That's not what we're talking about.
Okay, but that's what I'm telling you.
But that's not what we're talking about, ma'am. We're talking about him saying they're eating the cats and dogs in fucking Springfield. We're talking about that fucking windmills are causing cancer, or that you should inject bleach into your system to cure COVID, or that he can nuke her. I'm sorry, it was disinfectant. I apologize. That he said yes, he did, and I can put it on the screen. I can play the video for you if you really want.
Look it up right now.
Yeah,
he literally said, "Hold. Are you going to let me finish?"
No, you're telling me that what I'm saying is a lie, and it's a bold-faced not lie.
No, but you're telling me the stuff that I'm saying. You have to be fair. See, I called you because
I don't, ma'am, because you are sitting up here just shucking and jiving for some president who doesn't give a fuck about you, okay? And you're literally saying, yes, you are. You're 100% shucking and jiving for a president that does not give a fuck on you, while literally talking down on a black woman that wanted to be president, and you're saying that's because of lying, when literally Donald Trump has literally done the most racist shit to fucking black people in this fucking country.
You don't think her saying she cooked collard greens in the bathtub is racist? That was such an insult. Nobody cooks collard greens in the bathtub. She does a lot of racist stuff. You mean Joe Biden, who
no, that's not fucking racist, you ding dong. How is that fucking racist?
Joe Biden told that when they were in the debate. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were in a debate, and Kamala Harris was talking about how Joe Biden wanted to do segregated busing because he didn't want the black kids to go to his school with his kids. Joe Biden is the one that said, "Oh, poor people, poor blacks can be as smart as white." I've never heard Joe Biden said, "If you're not black, you only vote for me if you're not black."
Donald Trump said the same thing.
So you can't sit here. Oh my gosh. You can't sit here and cherry pick.
That's okay, ma'am. I'm about to show you just how ignorant you are. Don't worry.
Okay, so every time I'm trying to explain something, you assumed what I'm going to say and just cut me off.
No, ma'am, I'm not assuming what you're going to say. I'm repeating back to you what you're saying.
But you can't repeat back to me what I'm saying if I never finish my sentence.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. So, you're a mind reader now?
I don't need to repeat back the future. I can repeat back the past. Ma'am, just the entire point of repeating means you already said it.
Okay, but I did.
If you haven't said it, it's not repeating. Do you not know what the word repeating means?
Okay, you are repeating back things that I said, but you are assuming as well what I'm going to say. So you cut me off.
I'm just listening to what you're saying.
Something. Okay, but how can you I have a sentence that has A, B, and C in it. You stop me at A before I can get to C. And that's what I'm saying. Let me complete my thought and then respond to my thought. Maybe I can enlighten you.
You know what? If you really want to get to C, I'm gonna give you a tip. Okay? If you really want to get to C, then I would advise you stop lying your fucking ass off on A and B before you get to C. Because what you're doing is you're lying and you're saying a whole bunch of, ma'am, what you're doing is you're lying.
But that's what I'm saying.
What you're doing is you're lying and bullshitting.
How do you know if it's a lie?
Because all of this stuff has been proven.
How do you know if it's a lie if I didn't complete my sentence? Maybe I was going to clarify. Okay. But I could clarify my sentence.
Stop. Let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. No. You're not talking. You're going to answer one question. Okay.
Okay.
And you can answer this question.
You are good for entertainment. Oh my gosh, I love this.
Okay, and you're good for absolutely nothing but driving down the numbers of my life. Okay. So be quiet.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you not just say that Biden said something about a racial jungle and busing, which was super racist? Yes or no? Did you say that?
I didn't say a racial jungle. That's what I mean.
What did you say?
You talk so much and you don't listen.
Stop whining and tell me what you said.
I'm not whining.
Yes, you are. What did you say?
You are not listening.
What did you?
You are hearing.
All right, man.
You're hearing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you want to act like a preschooler, I'll treat you like one, and you can be quiet when I tell you to. What did
who are you talking to?
Not anyone worth talking to.
Attitude. So, you don't want
what? All right, ma'am.
You don't want to have
Here's
an intellectual
I'm going to read this quote, whether you're here or not.
Okay.
Whether you're here or not does not change anything for me.
It
really does not change anything for me. So what did you say about busing and the kids going to school with his kids? What did you say?
I said when he was debating Kamala Harris brought up when she was a child, Joe Biden didn't want black kids to go busing. Now, is that true or not? I'm only saying what Kamala Harris said.
Okay,
so look
first
back
of all,
in the
she
debate.
did not say that. Second of all, let me actually put you what the quote on there that you're calling from Biden and it's actually racist, okay? Pretty simple. Okay, we'll just put it on the screen for you and make this super, super simple. Oop, I forgot I had this up here over here.
I can't see the screen. I'm not even, I had to push mute. Let me see. And then is there a lag?
Yeah, no problem. Unless we do something about this, my children are going to grow up in a jungle, the jungle being a racial jungle with tensions being built so high that it's going to explode at some point. We have got to make a move on this. You say I'm throwing a brick. I'm not as good as analogies and homilies as all of you are, but I think pushing busing in a way which goes beyond the constitutional mandates is like throwing a bus through the civil rights window. I think it has repercussions that are extensive in terms of the ultimate objective of seeing that we integrate integrate neighborhoods, of seeing that we eventually eliminate job discrimination, of seeing that we change housing patterns to see alteration of the tax system. That is the quote that you're talking about. That's Joe Biden's
That's
quote.
not the quote. Actually, that's not the quote that I'm talking about. I literally said in the debate. I said in the debate what Kamala Harris said.
What I am
I'm
tired of you
about
saying, okay, here's the thing. Okay, ma'am?
You're tired of assuming what I'm going to say. You think that
I don't
you
care
know
what you were going to say, and I sure as hell don't care what you're saying right now.
So
okay?
What is the point of having, you said your thing says, why do you support Trump?
Yes, ma'am. My point of this is to have conversations with people that can act like adults, and you are refusing to do that. Okay?
But you're not acting like an adult when you don't let someone
all right, ma'am. Well, whenever you're done whining, I advise you call a therapist, not me next time.
I'm not whining. Okay? What are you talking about?
You are
like,
whining.
How am I whining?
How are you whining? Are you serious right now? Okay.
I'm asking because I'm asking you to let me finish my sentence. Every time I open my mouth, you cut me off.
Okay.
And then you insult me. You say I'm chucking and jiving.
And you ask me why I think you're whining.
And you ask me, your show says, why do you support Trump?
Ma'am, I know what the show says. I have it above my head every day for hours, every single day.
So when someone tries to say why they support it,
no, ma'am, you don't know how to be quiet. That is your problem.
Right,
you don't know how to make a point and then be quiet. Okay?
I can't make my point. You never let me make my point.
This is what you do. You make a point, you lie. You make another point, you lie. You make another point, you lie. And then before you get to your other point, I go, ma'am, what is up with all those lies? And you go, you're not letting me finish my point. Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. If you have a point to make, then maybe you should get to it, and you should do it without lying fucking 5 times before you get there. Okay? But making these fucking ridiculous fucking lies about Donald Trump because you don't know anything about how all of the history behind fucking the racist thing that Donald Trump has done, and you think because you have a grandpa or something that likes Trump changes all the racist shit that he's done is fucking pathetic. Okay?
No,
sitting up here talking about no. And then to sit here and say, oh, well, fucking, I had to vote for Donald Trump, even though I've just given you all of these examples of racist shit that he's fucking done. And you're saying I didn't vote for a black woman because of that, because she lies. And then I tell you about that he had 30,000 confirmed lies in his first term alone. And you literally just ignore that entire point and go, but Biden lied it too. I don't give a fuck about Joe Biden. No. See, you're talking again.
That's not what I said.
You're talking again.
But you overspoke me the whole time.
Again and I'm talking.
I mean, that's the whole point.
Okay, cool. So how about this, man? We're gonna try this one more time. We're gonna try this one more time, and I'm gonna start talking again. And if you cut me off, I'm hanging up the phone, and the next thing you'll hear is the dial tone.
You are something else. Okay, go ahead.
Perfect. Okay, so if you want to sit up here and fucking shuck and jive for Donald Trump as a fucking black woman, and you want to say, oh, all these other people, they're agreeing with me. No, fucking 95% of black women in the United States voted for Kamala Harris, and over 80% of black men voted for Kamala Harris, okay? Because they can actually look up the things that they're actually talking about. You said that you don't know all of the history of the racist stuff that has happened with Donald Trump. It sounds like you're correct on that, and that you don't know that. But don't pretend that Donald Trump's not a racist just because you pretend that he's not, because you decided to do zero research, that you decided to not look up any of the racist things that he's done, and you've decided to do no research that somehow he's not fucking racist. Well, let me clue you into a few things, okay? That list that I just gave you was about half the list of stuff. He's still very, very often freaking cohorts with white supremacists, including Stephen Miller, who's literally in his cabinet right now. The literal fucking entire fucking Heritage Project is a bunch of fucking racists and a bunch of racist ideologies, and he's following it to a T. Okay? To the fucking T. Okay? He literally fucking, again, has meetings with people like Nick Fuentes, who are known white supremacists. Okay? So if you want to sit up here and pretend like Donald Trump isn't racist because it makes you feel better, maybe it makes you feel better about your vote, you think that fucking the Democratic Party is victimizing you when it sounds like you're just victimizing yourself, that's fucking fine. But don't try to drag the rest of the fucking black community down with you because of your ignorance, okay?
Are you finished? Can I say something now? Hello? I guess. Hello? 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 Oh, wow. Okay. I just hit the unmute button. Okay. So I guess I'm able to talk now. You are very entertaining. So, like I said, look up the article and read what it says. I'm trying to give you a perspective of what we see. And you guys cherry pick. You guys forget about all the things that you guys do, all the lies. The Democratic Party is the one that started
I'm not
segregation. Okay, whatever. I don't know what you are.
Okay.
I know that you're very rude. But anyway, so
and I know
when
that
you
you're
say
very ignorant.
okay, so I let you talk, and now it's my turn.
No, because
to
you're
talk.
claiming that I'm a Democrat, and I'm not a Democrat. So don't.
I
Remember,
don't know what you are.
Yeah,
I said
well,
the
then
Democrat.
then maybe just don't make
So
claims about
okay,
it, then, huh?
so anyway, so like I said, when it goes back to you saying his lies, you say, okay, let's, fair enough. You say he lied all those times. Can you go and research how many times Kamala Harris lied? How many times Joe Biden lied? Can you research how many times they lied to us and said they were going to help us? How many times, I mean, even down to the lying about taking our money and taxes and doing stuff for us, but they're sending it overseas for gay rights and gay parades and gay Sesame Street stuff. It is true.
It's not true.
So what? Okay. So can you explain to me why would I still vote for those people who have said they were going to help us when all the Democratic cities are still horrible? Our population is getting lower. They push down, marry the government instead of keeping marriage in the family. Why we are 12 point something percent, and we're lower. Why Kamala Harris has abortion clinics outside of her campaign, and black kids are being aborted more than anything else, and where our population is low. Why they're supporting illegal immigrants and giving our quote unquote reparations to them instead of. Okay, so California is not giving money to illegal immigrants for for them being illegal?
For them being illegal? No.
Yes.
No.
From what I just watched, California is giving stipends or whatever to illegal. Okay, whatever. So you don't want to believe anything I'm telling you.
It's not a belief or not belief, ma'am. I actually have. I don't turn on the TV and just watch something and allow.
Right, I believe you. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So
I don't
my
just turn on the
point
TV.
is, you asked me why. Fair enough. You asked me why I voted for him. So I'll give you all of that stuff you said that he was racist. Okay. Fair enough. If you said he said it, sure, he said it. But like I said, at the end of the day, I would rather have a racist to tell me that he's a racist so I know what I'm dealing with than the other people that we've been following for all these years and smiling and they're the ones chucking a job in our face. And we are losing. You cannot tell me that me being on that other side has helped us.
What
because
other
our
side,
population has lowered. It has not helped us at all. Our population has lowered. They're promoting.
Side?
I'm still talking.
No, you're saying we are on the other side.
Democrat or Republican.
I'm not a Democrat. So what are you talking about? It sounds like you just want to be a follower.
When I say the Democratic Party is what I'm talking about. Black people are blue no matter who.
Then why are you following the Democratic Party?
Black people are blue no matter who. They don't read the policy.
Don't you vote?
Why
are you following the Democratic Party then? No, I'm asking you a question.
I'm talking.
Ma'am, you have exactly 5 seconds to get finished. Hurry the fuck up.
Just because you don't like, why do you even have a conversation with people?
Because this isn't
if
a
you don't want to hear what
conversation.
they
This
have
is
to
you
say.
saying 9, 10 different lies that you've already said, and you keep stopping to fucking just say more lies. And then if I try to stop you on any of your lies, then you just say more fucking lies. Okay?
How am I saying more lies? So
Nobody's
we're
giving
not
your
lowering the
fucking
population.
reparations
So what lie?
to
Tell me what
fucking
lie did I say?
undocumented immigrants.
Is the
You
black
Neanderthal.
population lower? Is
Jesus
the
fucking
black
Christ.
population lower?
You literally just said the words, they are giving our reparations to undocumented immigrants in California.
I said,
That is
quote,
literally
unquote.
what you just
quote,
said.
unquote. That's what I said, quote, unquote.
Those are literally what you just said.
I literally
to my
said,
fucking
quote,
face.
unquote. So if you know what someone means, quote, unquote means, that means, okay, so let's go back to that.
And she's
so
like,
do you
I
think
don't
it's
know what
okay?
you're talking about that I'm lying about.
Do you think it's okay for illegal immigrants to get money? And that's why I said, quote, unquote. I said, quote, unquote, reparations.
What money
yes.
and from who and for what?
From California. The governor, that lady, what's her name? Karen Bass, she's giving money to illegals for their stress from the ICE. That's not right. They shouldn't be here. Can you show me where that is? Go look it up. Type it in your computer.
I have looked it up, and I've never seen it. And considering I literally do this every single day, and I've yet to see anything about that.
Then another thing you said that I'm lying about is it not true that the black population has lowered since the 1970s?
Oh, I'm sure it has.
Okay, so if we are voting for a party who's supposed to be for us, when they actually invented the slavery, they wanted the slavery.
No party is for you.
I said the Democratic Party. I said it like 3 times.
I never said the Democratic Party was for you. I'm not a fucking
you.
Democrat.
I never said
then
you
why are
were
you
a
asking
Democrat.
me to defend the Democratic Party when I'm not a Democrat?
I'm not asking you to defend the Democratic
You're literally
Party.
like, well, are we doing this for the Democratic Party? I don't know why you're doing anything for the Democratic Party.
I'm not asking you to defend the Democratic Party. What I was telling you, ask me why am I a Trump supporter, and I'm telling you because I was a Democrat before, and when I realized that they weren't helping us or lying to us, I didn't say you were a Democrat in this conversation. I'm saying because I learned that the Democrats were lying. The Democrats were pissing on us and telling us it's rain. And when I started reading and doing the research, I said, you know what? If Trump is a racist, that's the kind of racist I would want. I don't want those kind of racists. Because they are racist on that side. Awesome. They have lied to us for
How
years.
are they pissing on your leg and telling you it's raining?
Because, what's the marching? All the Democratic cities are bad.
Ma'am,
all the Democratic red cities are bad.
Ma'am, cities are just inherently democratic. They're not democratic cities. Cities are just inherently democratic.
The Democratic leaders.
Ma'am, if you have a city that is
making us feel like a victim. You asked me to answer the question. I'm answering your question.
Cities are just naturally Democrats. Okay? It's not a democratic city. If you put that many people together, they tend to be Democrats. And if you put all of those people together and then have a bunch of Democrats vote, then they're going to vote democratically. Okay? Because generally the Democratic Party is more apt to promote policies that are more inclusive to other people. And when you have a city with a whole bunch of people, you tend to have a lot of races, a lot of genders, a lot of gender ideologies, a lot of religions. You tend to have all of those people. So people tend to be more accepting of each other. Okay? And when people are like that, they tend to vote more Democratic because Republicans tend to be more exclusive. Okay? So when you have cities, cities are just generally more Democrat, okay? So can you please name for me a non-Democrat city?
A non-Democrat city? I don't know, but I just know that the Democrat-run cities are not good. Chicago, for one. Look at it.
No. I didn't ask you. I just agreed with you that cities are naturally Democratic. Can you please tell me a non-Democratic city?
I don't know.
Exactly. Okay, so you're making this freaking claim about democratic cities, and you don't even understand the fact that cities are just inherently democratic. Even in cities that are red, like cities that are more red, they even usually have much higher democratic numbers than the rest of the cities and rest of the places in their state because cities just tend to be more democratic.
Okay, I
Okay.
get what you're saying.
And by the way, those cities,
Mhm.
okay, are not inherently bad, and especially not the states. California is the 4th largest economy on the fucking planet and attracts more money and more business than any other state in the United States, and helps
how many people
subsidize
are
the rest of the
leaving
red states.
California?
Yeah, there is
Look at all the
no,
people.
yeah, about the same amount of people that are coming into California.
Okay. The point that I'm trying to make about Democratic run cities is they are really bad.
They're not.
Take Chicago, what Brandon, whatever his name is, the governor or the city of Chicago, whatever. It's just really bad.
Why is it
I mean,
bad?
I looked at what's that place?
Why is it
Selma.
bad?
Because he just got all of this money for the immigrants, and he put black communities out to put the illegal immigrants in. That's not right.
Excuse me? You want to show me where the source on that is? What the source on that is?
Just Google Brandon, whatever his name is, the governor.
Sure.
The mayor
Brandon
of
what?
Chicago. The mayor of Chicago, Brandon, gives illegal immigrants black communities schools. Look up Chicago Turn Red.
Sure.
Look up
immigrants.
Yeah. What's his name? Brandon Johnson. Brandon Johnson. Look that up. How he's giving money to the illegal immigrants and how he's saying he's not going to work with ICE. Like, I just see the point that I'm trying to make. I don't even know what your name is.
Yeah, literally,
sir.
first thing that comes up is the Reconstruction. Mayor Brandon Johnson doubles down on outreach to Black Chicago.
Okay, keep reading.
Yeah.
Keep reading.
Chicago immigrant residents are in Trump sites. The mayor said he'll defend them. Chicago mayor removes people from city council meeting after outrage.
Yeah, look at Chicago
none
mayor.
of this says whatsoever that of anything that you're
Chicago
saying.
mayor.
Yeah, I already typed in all of that stuff that you said, and it doesn't exist.
It does exist.
No.
I'm not making this stuff up. I just watched it earlier. Chicago mayor gives. It's a school that happened like last summer. It was a school that they closed for the kids and put the illegal immigrants in there. It's an article about it. It's called Chicago Turn Red. It's a whole black group who are.
You talking about this closed down school?
If you look up Chicago.
No, I'm
Turns
looking
Red,
at the school. The school was shut down.
Why was the school shut down?
Oh no, it was already shut down. It wasn't shut down for immigrants.
Okay. Look up Chicago.
Ma'am, I'm
Turns Red.
looking at the fucking article.
Are you looking up Chicago Turns Red?
Sir, ma'am, why would I look up something that is obviously biased and partisan?
It's not biased and partisan.
It's literally called Chicago Turns Red. It is literally, you're telling me that it's a Republican site. Why would I look at something that's obviously biased?
It's not a Republican site. It's not a Republican site.
It's called Chicago Turns Red.
See, that's your problem that I noticed with you. You assume something.
All right.
And you're making an ass out of yourself by assuming. Can you look up Chicago Turns Red? It's a black woman who leads it, and she's talking about how the Democratic Party has hurt us. It's not a political site. It's a group organization.
Chicago
in that
Turns Red, meaning a shift towards conservative or Republican alignment. The literal entire thing is literally a partisan group.
Did you type in Chicago Turns Red?
Yes, and I looked up the media bias on it to see that what I was saying was right.
Okay, do you see the black lady up there with the long hair and the curly?
I don't care whether she's black or not. I'm saying it's biased
right.
right.
That I'm making. Okay, but what she's saying, see, you're not listening to what I'm trying to relate
no,
to you.
you're not listening to what I'm trying to say. You are trying to get me to listen to one person or one source that possibly proves your point when every other source proves you wrong.
No.
Yes. Every other source proves you wrong. I'm looking at an article right now from a different spot showing it right here, showing that what you're saying isn't true.
Hold on. No, don't tell me what I'm saying is not true. Hold on, don't tell me.
No, I'm reading the article.
Do not call me a liar because I'm not a liar.
City officials opened a shelter for immigrants bused to Chicago in a shuttered school in Woodland on Thursday, defying vehement objections from nearby residents that have roiled the race of the 20th Ward alderperson and exaggerated tensions between Black and Latino Chicagoans.
I didn't hear what you said.
I know, because you don't listen.
Because you don't listen.
Good comeback. How old did you say you were again?
I mean, goodness gracious,
God,
it's
you act
like
like a
talking
child.
to a child with you. Like
All right, ma'am.
it's like really
Well,
hard to talk to you because
ma'am,
you cut
if
me
you had
off before I
listened
can
to
even
what I
complete a sentence.
said,
Like the first
okay,
caller
ma'am.
said, it's like you are.
All right, I'm tired of listening to you. The former Wadsworth Elementary senior elementary school since 64th Street and University Avenue had been set to open as a shelter in early January, but an uproar forced Mayor Lori Lightfoot to delay her plans for nearly a month, as she, as other officials, have sought to address concerns from residents and Alden Jeanette Taylor. See, it's not hard to find an article on it. Really, not too difficult at all. If I had to talk over that lady one more time, I was going to lose my mind. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let me go through a couple super chats real quick. Elmo, thank you so much for becoming a freaking paid member on TikTok. Or sorry, on YouTube. I really appreciate that. I actually was told of a new perk I should start trying soon. I think I'm going to start doing some cool new stuff for the members on YouTube. So hopefully I can get that out to do stuff right now. But also make sure you guys, if you guys are members, that you guys join the Discord. There are special channels in there for you guys. And I hope to expand that very soon. So thank you guys so much. Elmo also said, she showed she's racist. Yeah, pretty clearly there, didn't she? Very strange. But she just wanted to be right. It's okay. She didn't want to listen to any type of logic. Just wanted to be right. Sharif, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, I want the Epstein list on my desk now. LOL, welcome back. I hope your surgery went well. It went pretty well. I'm still in recovery, but I'm getting there. But I really, really appreciate that, Sharif. The Welding Beaver says, Biden and Hillary called blacks and hoods super predators. Kamala spoke on this in the debates, calling him a racist before VP public acknowledgement. I know they talked about, I don't believe they called black super predators, but I mean, there are people that are super predators that live in hoods. That is pretty bad. That is true. But dude, I don't really care about Biden. Biden did do some racist shit. That's not really surprising to me. This is why we shouldn't have 80-year-old white men in the White House, because they've all pretty much done some racist shit. But we could have easily just elected Kamala Harris and then not had that problem. Yeah. But yeah, Biden has done some shit that's beyond questionable. A little racist, for sure. Dylan, thank you so much for the $5 Canadian super chat. It says, Trump commander in queen. This is so stupid. Welding Beaver, thank you so much for the more money to... I don't know how you think I'm racist. I am, I guess, misogynist, just like every other man is misogynist, but nothing past that, I guess. Just the inherent misogyny that comes with being a male. And Marathon, thank you so much for the 99 Canadian cent super chat. I really appreciate that. All right, we're gonna move on to the next caller. Keep this thing going. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, that subscribe button. What do we follow on Twitter? I think we follow on Twitter. This is first day on Twitter, so I don't know. First day on Twitter, so we're I'm not really sure what we got going on here yet. So I'm just trying. We'll see what's going on. We are gonna open up these phone lines, keep this thing going. This guy said, I left 3 messages. Let's go now. Dude, if I'm on the phone just goes to voicemail. And I don't check my messages. So, sorry, man. Hopefully you can get in now, though, because I'm about to open up the phone lines right now. As if you'd like to support, I do have super chats open. I have paid members open. Lots of cool stuff for different for members and all that sort of stuff. Cool new emotes in there. If you guys are on the Twitch side, like I said, just hit that follow button. We do this every day but Thursday. So it'll be nice to have you around. Good to see you. As I welcome myself to Twitch. Hello, how are you? Goodbye. Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
Hi, how are you today?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
Just turned 18, so ready to vote.
Awesome. So you just turned 18. Well, first of all, happy birthday. I don't know really what we're going to talk about. Considering...
Oh, no, I mean like a few months ago, but in a sense.
I mean, considering you don't vote and you don't really have much to talk about.
I have in the sense of why I think, but in the sense of, you know what I mean? Like, why I would have chose him in a sense. That makes sense. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, why would you have chosen him? You can't tell me because the economy, you probably barely had a job.
I think maybe religious beliefs. I think that's a valid point.
Donald Trump, who could not name his favorite Bible verse or his favorite book of the Bible, and who has pretty much been very honest most of his life about his religious views and or lack of. The guy who very has good evidence too that has done probably some of the most anti-Bible horrific things that exist. That guy for your religion?
Politicians, though.
No, not just politicians. Donald Trump specifically. He assaults women. He preys on children. Yeah.
Well, if you're saying that about the Epstein files,
no, that was before that.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. So why would your religion have you vote for Donald Trump?
Oh. Well, pro-life. That's a big thing for me.
Yeah. Are you a Christian?
Yeah, that would be a big thing for me.
Yeah, Christianity. The Bible's not pro-life, according to the way you say pro-life.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, the Bible gives specific instructions on how to give an abortion.
Oh, I guess if you want to say that.
The Bible doesn't even really care about kids that are. The Bible doesn't even really care about kids that are born. To be completely honest with you.
Do you know much about Christianity then?
Yeah, I was a Christian for a long time.
Pentecostal?
I grew up Baptist.
Or Baptist? Oh, Baptist, yeah. Well, I don't know if we should get into that topic because that's a very tough topic.
No, it's not.
I do have a question.
It's a really simple topic. You're saying that you support somebody who literally the entire Bible tells you to go against on every stretch of the means. He has violated, I think, probably at least freaking 8 of the 10 commandments, right? Like literally he's praises money more than anything, which the Bible tells you specifically not to do, as he builds giant gold towers. He freaking preys on immigrants, which the Bible tells you specifically not to do. He preys on the weak, which the Bible specifically tells you not to do. He preys on the poor, which the Bible tells you specifically not to do. And again, he's freaking he's changed his abortion stance more than anybody ever, and the Bible supports abortion. So why would your religion have you supporting Donald Trump?
That is a toughie. You did get me there. Well, let's see. What story are you thinking of? Are you thinking of Abraham and his son? Were you saying that you don't want him to murder his son, but God stops him? Or are you talking about a different story?
How about Numbers 5, where the Bible gives specific instructions on how to give an abortion to a priest if a husband thinks that his wife is cheating?
You're talking about.
How about Deuteronomy 21, where the Bible tells you if you have an unruly kid to take him to the center of town and have him killed by the rest of the people?
Deuteronomy is a Old Testament, right? If I'm okay. Well, if you are you educated on the New Testament at all?
Incredibly, but that hasn't changed anything.
Okay. Well, it does change things because the New Testament has brought in a lot more to light instead of it's obviously not that Jesus has brought in more of you don't have to do this, you can do this. There's a lot more that has changed.
Gotcha. And where did Jesus say that Numbers 5 or Deuteronomy 21 were incorrect and no longer important?
Well, not every book has to say this exact thing. And also,
so you can just ignore what parts of the Old Testament that you choose to not like?
I'm not saying you have to ignore it.
I mean, that's what you're doing. You're saying that even though the Bible supports abortion within the Bible, or it supports the unaliving of children, that somehow now you don't support it because they have the New Testament. So then why even have the Old Testament? Why even read it?
I guess, well, then look at, I don't want to do that because then that's a stupid question. Let's do it. Change the subject. Can't do that. Well, now you got me. Hey, I'll give you credit. You got me there. You do got me.
No worries, man. This is why I generally just don't talk to especially kids that are not you're grown. Sorry, you're grown. I don't usually talk to 18-year-olds, man.
I just got over. Yeah, I just got over.
Yeah. No offense. You're in the time when you need to be learning, not debating me. Okay. You're usually not quite there yet, but you sound like a smart guy. At least you sound like you're open and you can listen to information, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and maybe listen for a while.
Oh yeah, totally. But can I ask a question if you don't
Go
mind?
ahead, man.
Would you describe yourself as a independent or a libertarian? I know Democrat is not your key, and I was listening.
I'm a progressive.
I did not feel like a Democrat response.
I'm a progressive.
And I don't want to. Okay. And that's I got to get more information on that. I got a question. Another one? Sorry. Do you have any updated sources or anything that would like help me out learn more?
Yeah, so not right now. I don't have my source sheet and all that sort of stuff. That's actually one of the things that I was talking to a friend of mine about building. And I am gonna build a reference sheet, a source sheet for people to be able to access a lot of the stuff that I know and a lot of the information and stuff that's researched and stuff like that. So I'm gonna create a little cheat sheet for people, and I'm gonna start working on that hopefully next week. So hopefully I can have that out to people in the next couple weeks. So yeah, no, I do not have one right now. However, it's going to be hopefully coming out soon.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting me speak.
Absolutely, man. I hope you have a good one. All right.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you.
Dude, I get it. You want to talk to me. I understand. I totally understand. I cannot control the phones. Okay. Dylan, thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm not going to put that on the screen though, but I do appreciate it. Just seems kind of weird. All right, we're going to move on to the next caller. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Yo, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you didn't already. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I'm so sorry. I had you on in the background. I'm 44 years old.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I used to. The Epstein stuff kind of got me fucked up, and looking back at his history and why I kind of supported him.
Well, I mean, you should have known that Donald Trump wasn't going to release the Epstein list. Why would you think that he was going to?
Just an abundance of hope for some good things that I've been wanting. The Democrats didn't appear like they were going to release it either. I really think that both sides don't want it released. Not Trump possibly being an outsider. That was my glimmer of hope because I really care not for both parties. But yeah,
but Donald Trump called Epstein his like best friend. They hung out together. They he's written like letters to him. They were like best friends.
True.
Why would you think voting for the guy who's best friends with Epstein? He wished Ghislaine Maxwell like well after she was convicted of freaking sex trafficking. Like, why would you think that guy was going to release the list when he's obviously in them?
Right. You're absolutely right on that. It was just an abundance of hope. He also did, play us and told us explicitly he would release the list, talk down on the Democrats for not doing so. So, those types of hopes, I think a lot of his supporters kind of latch on and really don't focus on all the details. But in retrospect, there were a lot of telltale signs.
So actually, it's actually out now that one interview where he said he was going to release them, he didn't even say that. That was a chopped video by Fox News.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the times people in the talking heads are up there. It confuses a lot of people. If you have hope for one thing, I think it's easy to fall into that. I don't have a lot of time to research politics and whatnot. I like to focus on myself. Pretty much was disenfranchised. And I just fell into the fold, grouped him into being an outsider, and that this might have been the vehicle for some change at least. But really ain't feeling that these days.
Well, and I want to make that very clear. This entire idea of him being an outsider is a joke, right? Like this entire thought process, and I'm not, and this isn't going against you. Like I understand like what you're saying is your thought process, right? And I'm not trying to demean you by saying this, but thinking that somehow the rich billionaire guy who like is somehow going to be the guy who's anti-establishment is just crazy. You'd be better.
I agree.
You'd be
and
better off voting in someone like AOC. Like, to be completely honest with you.
I think it's the story as old as time. You know, politics have always let us down. I don't think there's a politician who's really going to do what you ever hope they would do. I think it's very tribal. You join your side and you kind of get aligned with that, and you put your blinders on, either partially or fully.
Well, I mean,
I'm here to admit I had some blinders on for sure, and now I'm just really going back and looking at the record to see what was said, how I missed it, and where I went off, and just disenfranchised on the whole governmental process and the two-party system we are currently under.
yeah, I totally understand. Like, people put on their blinders and all sorts of stuff. A person can do no right, can do no wrong. But honestly, the Biden administration did a lot of the things that they said they were going to do. So,
True, I think they bullshitted a lot too, and the Democrats are guilty of putting on blinders as well. They lie to us all the time. We get behind it, we support it. Both sides are always let down. And on the big shit that really affects change in the country, well, that's important to me anyway, it definitely seems like neither side care about our interest, and they're keen to stick together and play us the whole time.
well, that's where I'm saying I disagree with you, sir. What I'm saying is that the Biden administration, where I can make plenty of complaints, especially, with multiple different things in the Biden administration set out to help the American people and help lower and middle class people. And he was able to do that. Like, we had a worldwide inflation that went up to like 9 point something percent. And he was able to get it way down. He had the lowest unemployment rate, right? Through different policies. They were able to get things like student loan forgiveness, put together, and things like the largest infrastructure bill in American history. Like, these are like important things that were super helpful. The PACT Act, which is, was crucial to veterans and stuff like that, right? So while he didn't get everything done, and of course you're never going to have a president that does everything perfectly, and I'm not going to try to make that argument, and Biden sure as hell wasn't perfect. He did make an attempt to do things that were beneficial for everyday people, right? And I think that's what's
people
important.
That support Trump would come up with a similar list and stand behind it, just as you are.
I would love to hear
Biden.
that. I would love to hear that list.
I'm not that guy, right? Like I said, I don't have all the time in the world, but I find your show, your podcast, your live very interesting. I love the back and forth. But there are Republicans out there that will champion that list and stand behind it and litigate that with you all day long.
Yeah, they try to. They don't usually get very far, though.
I understand that.
Well, and it's not their fault. It's truly not their fault. The list isn't very big. Donald Trump had one literal piece of like major piece of legislation, and it benefited the wealthy more than it benefited anybody else. And that was the TCJA, right? The other large piece of legislation, I'll say two. The other large piece of legislation that he had in his first term was Operation Warp Speed. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I'm not.
That's what sped up the vaccine. Okay, that was his policy that sped up the vaccine, which honestly would have been very good had he not then told everyone not to take it, right? And so, like, there wasn't a lot of things that Donald Trump did that were super beneficial in his first term. And then this term, it seems like they tried to squeeze everything into this big, beautiful bill, which is, again, going to help the rich more than it helps everybody else, because it's ripping people, middle and lower class people off of their health care, ripping food benefits away from people. So, and it's not even giving a larger tax cut to the middle class. It's extending the 2017 tax cuts, which are like 1% to 2%, but it's giving larger tax cuts to corporations, right? So yes, you're right. People do try to litigate that list against me, and I understand that. But really, when we look at the brass tacks, right? Like, yes, do both parties have their problems? 100%. Do both Biden, Trump, even Obama, do they all have their issues? Of course they all did, right? But if you actually look at what the Democrats are trying to do, what the Democrats try to do, is they try to pass policies that legitimately do help lower and middle class people. Are they always successful? No. Does every single policy that they pass have the effect that they hope that it has? Also no. Okay, but the attempt is there, and I think that's what's really important to me, is that attempt is there, if that makes sense.
I understand. I do feel like Republicans would come up with their own list, and it's a heated debate that would go back and forth, and there's no end on that. I think you can toss the ball either way. I think that you feel really good about yourself in those debates and that you come out on top. But I'm an average American without all of the knowledge, the details that you look at every day, right? So we're trying to live our daily lives. We're watching the news programs, YouTube, whoever we watch. I try to watch things as unbiased as possible, just so I feel like I'm getting accurate information. That's really hard to find, in my opinion. But But I think the average American out there, if we talk to a Republican who's really standing behind Trump, they'd come out with just as long of a list. They'll litigate that with us average people, and all we're hearing is the list and what the accomplishments are, and you're supporting information behind it. We can't combat every single detail or every single marker. I don't have that knowledge in my pocketbook.
Well,
So
are
I
you
think,
watching me on YouTube right now?
I was, yes.
Yeah. Well, here, how about this, man? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get off the phone with you, and not because of anything else, but I have dad stuff to take care of, so I have to get off the live
Sure.
soon. But
Thank you for your time.
But subscribe to the channel, okay?
Yeah.
And hang out. You'll see me litigate a lot of those different, those different arguments against people, and then you can make your decision from there. Sound good?
Sounds good, because I do enjoy the forum and the live back and forth that I've witnessed just in the last couple of hours. So I look forward to that.
Awesome, man. I really appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day, okay?
You too, boss. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. All right, y'all. Like I said, I do have to end the stream now because I have dad stuff I have to attend to. I get to attend to. I would say if I'm feeling really good, I'll be back on later tonight. But honestly, I probably won't be on later tonight. But thank you guys for coming in. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. Thank you guys for having my, oh my goodness, excuse me. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if you catch me on later, make sure you're here because we're about to have a lot of fun because that means I probably